Welcome back to new session. We will continue with chapter 2, the environment in which project operates. In this session, you will learn about organizational system, governance framework, and management elements. Every organization has its unique way of doing work executing project. For example, how procurement is done, how resources are acquired. Project operates within this constraint. To manage projects effectively and efficiently, project manager need to understand where responsibility, accountability, and authority resides within the organization. Look at the diagram. It has four major elements: stakeholder needs, strategy and capabilities, culture, and result. This is also called as organizational system model or OSM. Every organization has its value and beliefs. These underlying value and beliefs, along with the stakeholder need, defines the strategy and capabilities of the organization. Strategy and capabilities help organization to design structure and processes, hire people and reward them based on their contribution to organization. Processes, structure, people helps develop and implement organization's culture. And finally, culture help organization to get required results. So this is the whole organizational system. Yeah, this is how it functions, yeah, works. An organization system provides structure and governance. It determines the power and influence, interest, competencies, and political capabilities of people who are able to act within the system. Remember, governance is always evolved over time based upon what works and what doesn't work for the organization. Every organization has its system dynamics. A system is a collection of various components that put together can produce a result which otherwise cannot be obtained through individual components. For example, relationship between the different departments in your organization. Sometimes, by the virtue of two great leaders leading to department may be able to develop a greater system dynamics. Sometimes it is very stiff or excessively formal. Similarly, it applies to projects. On some projects, everyone thinks they all are on the same page, yeah, on the same team and work towards the achieving project's objective. Whereas on some project, you fail to form the team and people stretch themselves in a different directions. System dynamics also, there is a system dynamics between management and employees. For example, how employees look at you as a manager. Every organization has a certain level of bureaucracy. You are allowed to do certain things in a certain way, otherwise you may not get support or approvals from certain stakeholders. It is always a kind of a pain in the neck, but it is there for a reason. Think of minimum 3 courts to select one vendor. And then finally, there is no place on the earth where there is no politics. So you have to work within organization's politics. Successful project manager understand the politics of an organization and work along with it. So far, you learned about what is an organizational system. Let's discuss the key element that builds this organizational system. So we have governance framework, management elements, and organizational structure. Governance framework. It is designed to determine and influence the behavior of organization's member. It includes people, roles, structure, and policies. Let's look at governance of portfolio, program, and projects. Common governance framework alignment includes organizational project management, that is OPM, portfolio, program, and project management. So basically, all four of them need to be aligned to each other. And then there are 4 governance domains, which are alignment, referring to the strategic alignment of projects or program to the organization strategy, risk, performance, ensuring performance are continuously monitored and improved, and the communication. Each organization must create and tailor their governance processes. Remember, governance is always evolved over time. So based upon what works and what doesn't work for respective organization. Governance defines what you can do and what you cannot do within the organization, how you operate within the system, providing directions and oversight through a data and feedback. Governance framework includes rules and policies, procedures for activities, cultural norms and relationship, systems and processes, setting objectives, ensuring that objectives are achieved, risks are monitored and assessed, performance is optimized. So all this will help organization to have effective and efficient governance mechanism. Management elements. Key functions are principles of general management related to work, goal, health, safety, etc. So what are the key functions or principles of management? Let's list them one by one. So we have division of work. So how work is divided between different stakeholders, here different resources. Authority to perform the work, responsibility to perform the work, discipline of action. For example, whether the resources are respecting the authority of his superior, his higher resources. Unity of a command, unity of a direction. Organization's goal takes precedence over individual goals. So it is important that stakeholders, resources look at majorly at the organization goal and they try to achieve that. All the resources should be paid fairly. Then you have optimal use of resources. So if you have a budget on your project, doesn't mean that you just hire the resources and half of your resources are sitting idle, wasting organizations' money. So that should not happen. Clear communication channel, right material to right person for right job, fair and equal treatment, clear security of work positions, safety of a people in the workplace. Management has to ensure health, safety, individual contribution to planning and execution, and to keep a optimal moral, high moral of all the employees, stakeholder within the organization. Let's do a quick Let's do a quick recap of this session. In this session, you learn organizational system, governance framework, and management element. So organizational system and governance framework work hand in hand to ensure organization is functioning effectively and efficiently. Good job. See you in next session.